Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Formula One 2021 League. This is race number 4 in Singapore. Now, for a lot of people, this track is going to be kind of hard because it is a street circuit. The walls are really close to the track limits, but I actually love this circuit. I think there's a lot of places to overtake. There's good DRS zones, and there's good side-by-side racing. The track is actually wide enough for people to race, which is really, really nice. But it is something you have to keep in mind that any amount of damage on the wall is probably going to end your race, and it's really easy to do, so you have to be very mindful of that. In terms of strategy for this, I am going to be on a more aggressive strat in this race. I do want to race more people because as of right now, I'll put the points up here. You can see that we have a lead of 22 points to Moreau's, who is in second, and our team championship points is also up by about 18 because it's just me racing for now. But either way, we're in first for both of those, so I think we can afford to be a little riskier and try some more fun things out rather than just trying to grind a race down. So keep that in mind when you see what strategies I decide to do here. So now let's get on to the qualifying itself. But just before then, I just want to make one quick note that you probably noticed that I've been away for a little bit. Between work and the Christmas holidays, it's been a little bit harder to do these videos, but I should have a bit more time to keep up with them. I'm also considering starting doing Marvel Snap as a content as well, but I might do that on a different channel, so we'll see. I might link both, but just something for the future. Anyways, here's the qualifying now. Now, onto our qualifying lap. You can see that we are on the yellow mediums. I usually go for a medium run, but you can see we're also running out of time, so we need to get some laps in if we actually want to have a potential to go on the softs. Really hard on the brakes here. Really easy to invalidate, but you want to hug that line. Nice braking through there. Throttle, a little bit slippery on the end. Lucky not to invalidate, actually, and we're losing time on our previous time, which is okay. You can see we're in the top 3 right now. So we gotta make up what we can here. Want to be nice and close to the wall if you can, just to shave a few more tenths out. And hard brake, avoid the curb. It can spin just slightly over into the next hard brake, and you can see just how tight these walls are. If you don't know the turns very well, you are gonna go into them. Nice braking there, and this is where you can get a lot of time with a clean exit. It looks like we did. We're at least gaining some thousands on our previous time, but we're still down. Get a little bit of curb there. It's kind of nice. Need to cut this curb without bouncing too much. There's a bit of bounce, but we do a little bit better on the exit. Up a tenth there. Easy to lock up your brakes here, and you want to get as much rotation as possible, and I don't get it. I'm going to go back into the red, and this is not looking like a great time for us, but we still have some time in the last sector. I do know that, especially right here. We had a big moment, and you can see we are 2 tenths up from that, and we're still climbing. That lap, our previous lap, was not so good in this sector, so we can still make up very, very good time. Bit of a blind left corner here. You really have to nail your braking spot. Looking really tidy right now. Almost half a second up from our last time. A little bit of a slide, but we're getting the exit really, really good. 7 tenths going into this. Need to stick this corner. Played a little safe, but it's 7.5 tenths to put us into first place. And that time, we did try to get out on a soft run, and we just missed the line by 2 seconds, just in case. So it wasn't actually my strategy to start on the mediums, but it turned out well, and you can see that we are going to start in 3rd place behind Sinful, who beat us by 3 1/1000ths of a second. So he will start just ahead of us. 13 seconds extra time. Well, it's definitely not ideal. But we'll find out. I don't want to go too high, but you can hear and see me trying to decide which strategies I'm going to use. Let's just see. We end up going for the medium soft with maybe a bit too much fuel, but that doesn't matter. we are going to have 5 red lights at Singapore, and it's away we go. You can see Checker gets a bit of a weak start, so we're going to go down his outside. Sinful already on the inside, and we're going to be a little awkward here. I go wide to make sure there's no contact, and Checker reclaims the position, so there's no advantage to me, and we're already getting attacked by Noct, who is one of the other medium runners, and we just need to stay with the soft, so I don't want to fight him. Actually, it was Siki who ends up passing us there. But with the medium runners with us, we just need to stick with the soft runners, make these mediums last, and see if we can get them on our strategy later on. Now, on to lap number 2. You can see we have managed to stick close to the front 2. They are battling it out, so this is really good for us. We want them to battle early, so maybe there's a chance for Siggy to get past it, maybe myself. Oh my god, the fucking lag, what the fuck?
Good job, nice overtake.
And it's just really, really bad lag, and unfortunately there was a few moments of this that happened during the race. Sinful gets spun around. I don't actually get to even see what happened, but essentially I think it came down to a racing incident at the end, so Checker is going to be the net leader, and Siggy ahead of us is going to keep dragging us along so that we can stay in the DRS. We are just about outside of Noct's DRS range, so if we can maintain this, we can separate ourselves from the other medium runners, and that can really help our race.
Use DRS now available.
Start of the 3rd lap now, and you can see DRS is activated, and we are right behind Siggy, so now we can theoretically overtake him at the DRS spot, but he has a really bad exit here, so we're coming down in his inside, but I choose to brake a little earlier at the line just so that we can get the DRS here, so not only do we get the move to stick, we now have the DRS, and we're going to use that battery just to push as hard as we can, and you can see he's already half a second behind us, and those softs are not going to last too much longer, so if I can push him out of DRS as well, that'll be really huge for us. And now we can hunt down Checker, whose softs are hopefully also dying here. Now to the next lap, you can see we're catching up to Checker. We are in the DRS, there's a yellow flag, and we get another lag spike, which puts us outside of Checker's DRS for the next part. And this is maybe a defining moment in this race, because going into this next 2 corners, I would have had DRS coming out of this, and maybe could have contested to get ahead of him early and make his softs run out so that he's forced to pit. But now he can stay out another lap longer as long as I'm outside of his DRS. So the lag really playing a role here in a few people's race. I'm not sure, I can't remember if there was any lag involved with Checker and Sinful's collision, but it was definitely affecting our race. And it shows just how detrimental that was, because it's a couple laps later before we're back in the DRS fighting for Checker. So this is theoretically where we could have been laps ago, but now his tires are even more dead, and our tires are in their prime right now. So Checker getting a bit of a slide on the exit. We're going to put on the battery and see if we can beat him here, but it looks like he's using battery, so I decided to turn it off and just hug in. He defends a little bit of the left line. I decided to brake early. We got a purple first sector, and we're just right behind him, so it is a little bit of battery loss for us, but I have a feeling that he used a lot more battery for his, and we are still gaining and gaining on him. Like, you can see on this exit that we are so close. Within 3/10, it looks like he's far away, but it's 3/10 of a second that you can really get up to some high speeds here. Nice little corner cut there for us, right over the curb. Checker really close to the wall, almost hitting the wall, and he's got a really poor exit because of that, so we're going to slam on everything here, and we're going to try and make a move stick if we can. It's going to be a late dive for us, late on the brakes, down the inside. We're going to go for it. And we just barely make the move stick, and he's going to slot in behind us. We give him the space on our outside in case he needs it, and then we set the tone. What an overtake that was. Really, really brave there, but like I said, I wanted to have a bit more of a show during this race, so it's definitely part of that. A bit of a time jump here for this one, but we're going to jump to lap 14. You can see Checker has pit. He actually pit on the lap that I passed him, and he is 10 seconds behind us with a 3-second penalty. Now, I've already decided that we're going for a 2-stop, which is likely not going to be good. I think the medium softs could make it. I think I tested them out, but you can see my front right tire was 62%, so we were looking at quite a bit of wear there, so now we have to make up the pace coming up behind Checker and make up at least a full pit stop.
Only one stop to go. One stop left.
Oh,
in this
what the
strategy.
fuck? Please, not right now. The lag coming in one more time just to give a little bit of pace, and now we have Siggy who's back on his mostly fresh mediums, but we have fresh softs, and we can maybe beat him on the detection zone again, and we do, so that we're gonna make the move stick, and we get the DRS really
twice
tight
I've got
to
the
wall. But
DRS
now
on you,
there's
boy.
3 people behind me who are all on their mediums. They're all warmed up, so I really need to get out of their DRS ASAP and hope that they fight amongst themselves. So we're just gonna do qualifying lap style. We're gonna burn a bit of battery, and we have battery to waste here, so we're okay. But I'm looking ahead at Checker and thinking, I can't afford to be in these battles. I need to constantly make up time to him.
give them
So
a chance
right
to
now
fight each
he's
other.
18 seconds ahead of me, a net
give them
15
DRS.
seconds after his penalty.
Oh
So
my
that
God,
is
the lag
the
is
full
so
pit stop.
bad,
And
man.
remember, I'm going to make one more pit stop. Checker likely does not have to make that final pit
I
stop, as I'm
want
a
wide too.
bit wide there. Maybe
sucks.
tires and brakes not fully up to temperature. They are going to get DRS
Don't know
one
if I
last
actually
time,
gave
but
him
I'm putting on the
DRS.
battery
Maybe
here, and you
didn't.
can see they're almost out of the second marker after the DRS straight, so we can definitely get them out here, and now they can fight amongst themselves while we get some distance to them and gain some distance to Checker. Another time jump, not a lot to see in those laps, just me getting some distance, but my tires are at 50%, and it's been the first time in these laps Checker has gained time on me, so my tires are definitely dead. But you can see we probably did not make up enough time to make this work. He does have a 3-second penalty, so it's 3 seconds less we need to work on, and these softs compared to his old mediums are going to be so rapid. And you can see a few others passing us here, but I believe they also have one more pit. And in my head I thought, oh, I'll be on the 2-stop and everyone else will be on the 1-stop, and then I'll be racing people for second and third. But it turned out that almost everyone was on the 2-stop except for Checker, so if I actually wanted to race Checker this race, I likely should have gone for the 1-stop. But that's not going to make a difference. We're going to try and gain as much time as possible. Maybe hope he gets another penalty.
these
But
tires have
you can see
medium,
everyone's
medium,
got
soft,
penalties
that's
around
it.
me. But so far we are in the clear, and we need to keep it that way if we have any chance for taking first. And unfortunately for us, despite our best efforts and having a 30-second gap to Checker, we actually brought it down to 12 seconds, but we also got a penalty of our own. Our tires were worn, so I started to lift and coast a bit towards the end to make sure that we can make it on these tires. But you can see there's such a huge gap behind us that our strategy was great in terms of beating the people we were racing beside, but Checker had the right strategy of the 1-stop. I do think that was the right strategy, though his tires were completely dead. You can see even towards the end here, I'm still lifting and coasting, and he's nursing those tires to the end, and we're gonna be 11 seconds behind him, but it is still a really good second place for us and a lot of good points there that we can take home, and that is going to be it for the Singapore race. I'm going to put up the points right here. And you can see after this race, we still have a very comfortable lead because we only lost 4 points to Checker there in the end. So not a huge gain for him there. But comparatively to everyone else from last week, he's now jumped to second place, and we have a considerable buffer for the Drivers' Championship, which is great for us. Our team championship right now is looking okay, but Ferrari with that win is really gaining on us, and with them having 2 people in the running, it's going to be even harder to hold the Constructors' Championship. So we're going to look to do that next week. I believe next week is Canada. Don't quote me on that. I believe the race is already done for that one, so I will be making that video soon. Hopefully I'll have a bit more time to make these videos as well. I know this one's a bit of a shorter race, but really the racing only happened at the beginning, so I hope you enjoyed it, and yeah, I'll see you next week for Canada, and soon to be on to F1 22 when we get to Miami. So look forward to that. Look forward to see you guys in the next video, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.